what kind of, is it dressmaking that you do? I see you have a mannequin there. Is it dressmaking?
Part of it is dressmaking. Some people like dressmaking, some people like patchwork, some people do like upholstery, like cushions, and we've had a couple of people doing chairs, actually reupholstering chairs. We also have some boys here that make stuff for their hobbies. There's one young man, he's been making rigs for airsoft.
Right.
So there's lots of different things that we make here.
Okay. So I noticed that there's 3 classes. Can you tell me when those classes are?
So the first class is on a Tuesday morning and it's 11 o'clock till 1 o'clock. The second class is Tuesday afternoon and that starts at 2 o'clock running through to 4 o'clock, though sometimes it runs on to 4:30. And then we have the Thursday night group, which actually started off as a mixed media group, but now is more sewing. And that runs from 7 o'clock till 9 o'clock.
So do you do dressmaking on a Tuesday morning and patchwork on a Tuesday afternoon and something else on a Thursday, or?
No, we started off the classes by making skirts and blouses, just to give people the idea that they could make clothes. But when we started talking to people, you know, they weren't going to use what they were making, so it was wasteful. So we decided to ask them what they wanted to make, and so now they make what they want to make and we help them.
So other things like, I'm assuming then, like curtains or quilts or cushions or bags?
Yes, we've done, I think everybody's done a bag. Some people have taken up curtains, some people have completely made their own curtains. As I say, there's a family that between them recovered 3 chairs and they're on the way to recovering the 4th one.
So this is sort of like upcycling by reupholstering and covering it in fabric.
And we are great at the upcycling. If you look on the table, you can see there's a sheet there, which we use as fabric, because buying fabric from certain sites can be quite expensive. So unless you know exactly what material you want, we carry a few bits and pieces that can be used.
Right, so you have your own fabric.
Yes, some people bring in their own fabric and use that. Other people, we have like a scraps box and a donations box, and people have donated quilt covers, curtains, things like that.
So anybody that's in the sewing group can help themselves to that?
Yes.
And is there a charge for that?
We charge £1 per lesson.
Okay.
And that £1 goes into the kitty, and from that kitty we then buy things like interfacing, needles, and any kit that we might need.
Right, like thread and things like that?
Yes.
Okay. So there's, how do you get on to these courses? How do you, if you wanted to, do you have to know how to sew before you come on them?
No, we will show you from start to finish. Normally, I start people sewing on a piece of plain cotton, and I will draw lines so I can assess how straight the lines are.
So they sew on the line?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I will do like a spiral but in a square.
Right.
So I show them how to hit a corner so that they don't have to like sew a bit and then turn it round. I just show them how to pivot the needle so that they can sew a perfect square.
Okay,
And from there, I then do a proper spiral so that they learn how to sew a curve.
okay, so anybody who has never seen a sewing machine before could join this?
They can, yes.
Okay.
We show them how to thread the machine, how to thread a bobbin, how to actually fill a bobbin. You know, we take it right down to basics. We even show them how to clean the machines after they've used them, and sort of general maintenance of the machine.
And do people have to have their own machines?
No, we have machines here that can be used. This one is one of ours. This is actually our best machine. It has lots of pretty stitches, and we have 3 that would be like that, and then we have some really basic machines, and they're used for general purposes.
Okay,
But if they're making something a little bit more special and they want fancier stitches, we have this machine, we have a Pfister and Rossmann, and we have I think it's a Viking.
okay. What about those ones that have their own machine? Can they bring their own machine with them?
We actually prefer it if you have your machine, to bring your machine, because then we can show you exactly what your machine can do and how to use it.
And I'm assuming then that's because if they learn how to use their own machine, then they can go home and do whatever they want.
Exactly.
Right. That's really, really good. That's well thought out. Pause.